Tesda Pastry Making Step, Special Training for Employment Program at Tayug, Pangasinan. October 4 to 14, 2021. On the first day of our class in pastry making with the supervision of Mrs. Melly Diagraces. As usual, on the first day, we introduced ourselves one by one so that we would get familiar with each other. Mrs. Melly oriented us first with the tools and equipment in baking, as well as the do's and don'ts in using the tools and equipment, and emphasizing that after using it we should leave the room clean and safe by turning off all the equipment like the oven, gas range, and mixers after using them. And also to wear our face mask, face shield, hairnet and apron at all times for safety protocol in baking. On our second day, we were instructed to have a meeting online via Zoom. We enrolled in an online course, performing solid waste management in the workplace, and practicing COVID-19 preventing measures in the workplace. We learned the importance of proper waste management, as well as the ways to prevent the spread of COVID-19. We received our certificate of completion after passing the online test. On the third day, we had our first-hand experience in baking. We learned how to bake the lemon pie meringue. Before that, we first made the single crust and then the lemon filling and meringue for the topping. Recipe as well as the measurements were instructed to us by Mrs. Melly. On the fourth day, we made tarts with nuts. We first made the crust for the tart, similar recipe with a pie crust. And then we mold the crust one by one using the tart molder. Next we cook the filling before putting it in the oven. Mrs. Melly told us to preheat the oven first before we put anything in the oven. Why? For some reason the crust either overcooked that led to burn or undercooked. On the fifth day, it was time to make a chiffon cake. First we made the chiffon. Second is the boiled icing. We use an electric mixer for the chiffon and icing. We mixed all the ingredients by following Mrs. Melly's instructions. We made ourselves a not-so-perfect but delicious chiffon cake. On the sixth day, we decided to bake a chiffon cake again because why not? We learned from our little mistakes in the first try. This time we made an effort to decorate our cake and wrote a message thanks Tesda with heart. The cake was better than the first one, of course. LOL. On the last day of our baking session, we tried to make a bgo pie. We learned how to make bgo pie with double crust. Procedure is similar to making a lemon pie, only the filling is different. Making bgo pie is a bit time-consuming, but believe me, it is worth it. Recipe as well as the measurements were instructed to us by Mrs. Melly. Additional skills during the training in pastry making: prepare cake making, prepare bread making, prepare petit four, prepare dessert. Next stage of our training is about entrepreneurship. On the first day of our training for entrepreneurship, we introduced ourselves one by one. After that, Mrs. Libertioco de Luzadas, our trainer, started to discuss all about entrepreneurship and costing. We learn the marketing plan, which is very important when starting a business. She explained everything from choosing your product, price, place, and promoting your business. On the second day of our training for entrepreneurship, Mrs. Liberty instructed us to create our own marketing plan for our business. We used the knowledge we get from what we learned during the first day of training. She also instructed us to make learning insights for the whole duration of the training. On the last day of our training for entrepreneurship, we presented our own marketing plan that we made. We explained why we chose such a business and shared our thoughts, especially the price, place and how we successfully promote our business. We gave thanks and appreciation to Mrs. Liberty for her contribution and support during the training. Lastly, the day of the assessment. October 22nd to 23rd, 2021. Number of trainees enrolled 15, number of trainees attended 15, number of trainees assessed 15, number of trainees competent 15, number of trainees dropout 0, number of graduates 15. We would like to thank the following people for their support and contribution for this wonderful project.